is the moment you've been waiting for. It's a conversation that must be had today and not tomorrow. Welcome to another episode of I'm Listening, I'm Ready with your host, Andrew E. Guy. Let's talk about it.
It's your 2-minute motivation with Andrew E. Guy and the Ilirpodcast. I'm listening, I'm ready. It is a podcast that's dedicated for those who are on the go. Whether you're traveling by land, air, or sea, this is me, Andrew E. Guy, and the Morning. Today we're talking about your life as a business and how to develop an entrepreneurial mindset for your future. Let's talk about it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we're saying that your life is a business and you are the CEO or the CEO and you exist as an incorporated entity, but your living is the management of the business and motion. Your lifestyle is the product that is visible, consumed by others. I'll say it again. Your life is a business. You are the CEO or the CEO, and you exist as an incorporated entity, but your living is the management of the business in motion. Your lifestyle is the product that is visibly consumed by others. So let's talk a little bit more about this. A lot of people are talking about inequality or DIE in the workplace or DEI in the corporate workspace. So what does that mean? DIE would be diversity, inclusion, and equity. Depends on where you are on this planet or where you are in whatever region. It might mean something different. Or diversity and equity inclusion. A lot of people of color feel that they've been dealt a bad or blank slate or a bad card, wherein that they feel that systemic racism has been the issue for them and that has basically stopped them from gaining employment or advancing on the corporate ladder because of this systemic racism. What I want to say to those people and to myself, because I'm a person or a man of color, a black man, so to speak, I want you to understand this, that your life is a business. You are the CEO and the CEO. Let us stop worrying about people opening the door for us, giving the opportunity to us. Let us get out there and creating our own doors for ourselves so we can open doors for others who will come. Let us not sit back and wait. And when I think about this, I think about the 4 lepers of the Bible that they talk about. These 4 guys sat there on this wall and they were kicked out of the city. It's no different from that story. They were kicked out of the city because they have leprosy. And when we think of leprosy, we're thinking of people who are contagious, that we don't want to get the other or the rest of the population sick. So what we do, we basically get them out of the city. So these 4 lepers were kicked out of the city and they were on the wall and they were wondering to themselves. They were hungry. They were thirsty. They were basically left for dead. And so what they asked themselves, should we stay here and die? In other words, should we stay here and wait for someone else to open the door for us? Should we stay here and complain? Should we stay here and grumble? Should we stay here and look out through the window when we should be looking inside the mirror, analyzing our skills, analyzing our talent, improving our skill set, and building up our talent, developing ourselves so we can create the expertise that we have in us so we can find our own set of marketplace to serve. I often say that the marketplace, it is not a place. The marketplace is a people that has needs, that has wants, that have pain point and disappointment that needs to be served. And the product and or services that we create enable us to serve people. When they come together, we call that the marketplace. The next thing that we need to understand is that our skills will separate us from other people. Based on how well we use these, this is now called our talent. Our talent is what we are known for. And if you need to learn more about that, I want you to go and check out the other episodes on the Ilirpodcast to learn more about the difference between your gift, your skills, your talent, and your expertise. So we're saying that your life is a business, and to amplify or to emphasize what we're talking about, the 4 leopards. We're saying that the 4 leopards were sitting on the wall of the city because they were kicked out, and they asked themselves this question: shall we stay here and die? We're not asking ourselves that as people of color. What we're saying is we're complaining that why don't they open the door for us? The leopard says no more. We're not going to stay here and die, because if we stay here, we're going to die anyhow. But if we go into the camp of the enemy, at least we will die full. What we need to say to ourselves as a people of color, we need to get out there and say, shall we die here? No, we shall live. So what we need to do is get up, associate ourselves, and figure out what skills and or talent and expertise that we have, and find our own group of people that we can serve. Are we saying that we should have a segregated mindset? No. What we shall say is, and what we must do is that when we recognize that the opportunities that we seek are not readily accessible to us, we need to go ahead and create those opportunities for ourselves. Why is that important? Very, very important if you ask me. Well, think of it this way. There are over 7.8 billion people on planet Earth. If one says no, I want you to turn that no around, flip it inside out, and then say O-N instead of N-O. For every N-O, there should be an O-N. O-N means if somebody tells you no, that means that you're on to something. They don't want you in their industry or in their place of employment. No problem. I will create my own. Will it take you a little bit of time to do that? Yes, it will. But remember what we said earlier on. You must work harder for other people, but 10 times as smart for yourself. And we talked about it. We said, what in the world does smart mean? Smart means you should be self-starter. You should be a self-starter and be systematically organized. That means you have systems in place and be mission motivated. And you have to A, take the action, be action minded, and R, you must be result focused, and it's going to take time. So you have to be time conscious. So that's what we're saying to you. We should not sit back and wonder and wait and say, please let us in. Little pig, please let me in. We need to stop this. We need to stop being sorry for ourselves. Get up, spend some time in the mirror and analyze our skill set and say, what do I have in my hand, Moses? What do I have in my hand? I see the Red Sea. The doors of opportunity in corporate America or corporate Canada or corporate internationally are just like the Red Sea. They're no different from the Red Sea. But what did Moses do? Did Moses go out there and complain and said, wow, I can't even cross this Red Sea. They're not letting me through this Red Sea. What we need to say is, what's in my hand, Moses? What's in your hand? You need to ask yourself those questions. The only time we can ask ourselves those questions is if we are spending more time in the mirror than we are spending time looking out through the window. The window represents the crowd. The window represents everyone else who is doing anything, spending a myriad of time on social media and not getting anything done for yourself. Social media basically is a platform where people meet. Well, you can sell stuff out in social media. You can share a message, but instead of sitting down there and using it and allow it to consume your time and then complain and say, well, there's no opportunity. Well, shame on you. Shame on us. And then we now are expecting people who have labored for many years to build their own personal companies by their grandfather, great-grandfather who sacrificed to build their company. And now we're going to walk in because we have a degree and say, you know what, you need to give me this job because I'm qualified. What are you talking about? You need to qualify yourself so you can start working on yourself and start creating. I'm not saying that everyone doesn't need a job. Yes, you do. It's great that you work for someone and develop some skills that you may not have had before. So you can acquire and curate some skills that you can use later on to launch yourself out. So here's the thing that we need to understand. There is employment, but there's got to be a time when you start thinking about deployment. Just like a soldier going out to war. Yes, you're going to be employed by the army, but then you're going to be deployed into the war zone. It's not the same thing. You have been employed by the army of whatever country you're defending, but when you're deployed, you're on your own, baby. There is no guarantees that you are going to make it back home alive. You may make it back home in a box, or somebody may have sent a piece of your clothes back to your family member to say, oh, he was a good man. He was a good man. She was a good woman, or he was a good boy. Is that what you want to see? So we need to get up off the walls of the city and then ask ourselves the question, shall we die here? The answer is N-O, an emphatic N-O. I will not die here, and I will not die hungry. I will get up off my butt and I will move into the enemy's camp. I will move into the marketplace. I will find my gift, my skills, my talent, my expertise. I will develop them, and I will find a people to serve, because that's what the marketplace is. There are 7.8 and growing billion people in the world. If one tells you no, your answer should be to yourself, N-O means I am on to something. Do not let one person's no derail you from the mission in mind, derail you from your success that's ahead of you, derail you from the journey that's going to take you to the destiny where you should be. I beg to differ. Let's adapt the mindset of the 4 lepers who were sitting on the wall, and they asked themselves the question, shall we die here? When have you asked yourself, shall I die here? Or shall we die here as a people? Shall we complain and say, the man hasn't given me an opportunity? Create your own opportunity. A great friend of mine and great brother of mine, Eubank King, says we will die here. I wanted to go out on a limb, and I want to say it different. We will live here. We will buy land here. When are we going to get up and say we will live here? We will buy land here. We will create business here. We will create a door so that we can walk through. And then when we get through that door, we create more opportunities for people that look like us. Listen to me, people of color. Listen to me, my brothers and my sister. It is time for us to stop the blame game. It is time for us to get up off our butts and stop looking outside of the window and start looking in the mirror and get to understand and know that reflection that looks just like us. The mirror only shows you. The mirror shows you what it sees. It sees you. The window, on the other hand, never shows you. It shows you everything else that's outside of you. It shows you the crowd. It also shows you where your priorities lie. Get up out of the window, get in the mirror so you can create your own opportunities. I know that we went past our 2 minutes. This is still our 2-minute motivation with Andrew E. Guy and the Ilirpodcast, but I wanted to help you to understand, how do you develop an entrepreneurial mindset for the rest of your life? The only way to do that is for you to understand that your life is a business. I'll say it again. Life is a business, and you are the CEO and the CEO of your business. You exist in this world as an ink. You are an ink. You are an incorporated entity, but your living is the management of the business in motion, your life in motion. That's management. We call that the management of the business. Who is the business? You are the business. You are the incorporated entity, and your lifestyle is the products that is visibly consumed by others. What is your lifestyle? The lifestyle is the product that you create. The lifestyle is what people see. You may have a dream, you may have a goal, but your lifestyle is what produces the fruit. The seed is the insight. The seed is the idea. The vision is the manifestation of the seed when planted, and action is taken upon it, which creates your lifestyle, which is what? A product or a fruit. And the product basically is the fruit. The fruit is consumed for the nourishment and development of others who consume it. I need you to run over there to YouTube and subscribe to Andrew Guy Speaks. I need you to run over there to Instagram and subscribe to Andrew Guy Speaks. I need you to follow me over there on Twitter, Andrew Guy Speak. This has been It's Your 2-Minute Motivation with Andrew E. Guy and the Ilirpodcast. I'm listening. I'm ready. It is a podcast that's dedicated for those who are on the go.
This is Andrew E. Guy. Have yourself a fantastic day, a fantastic week, a fantastic months, and a fantastic year. Until then, take care. Peace.
Until next time, keep listening, live ready, talk soon.